This review is going to be for Sprint Vector. Free to play this weekend. It's a perfect time to check it out. Some mixed emotions on this one. We'll get into why. Very good looking game. Very great sounding game. Actually, a lot of positives to it. Stuff like that. I'd say kind of a Mario Kart feel to it, with one exception is, and you'll see, and probably the biggest negative I have for it so far is the actual controls or how you have to play the game. Gonna go ahead and skip this tutorial. One thing to keep in mind is this game is very loud, very in your face. The volume now in game is at like 25%, just so I could hear myself to do this review. So keep that in mind if you're trying to do VR and have some type of presence of everything else going on in the room. Not going to be able to hear very well. Let's get rid of this for a second. Maybe. There we go. So hands are pretty cool. You get these little stream things going on. So I won't go through all the tutorials because they're very, very, very long. I think I'll go through the power-ups though, just to kind of give the quicker version of how you move around in the game, what you do.
You can smash through power balls to get power-ups that augment your vector gloves. When you get a power-up, double tap the trigger button.
And yes, you will look like that when you play this game. So be prepared for that.
Try out all the power-ups. When you'd like to leave, skate over to the exit behind you.
So this is kind of the arena where you can check out the power-ups, like the guy just said. I really just wanted to get in here, maybe check out a few of the power-ups, but really to show how you move in this game, because I think this is really the biggest. It's either going to be the biggest selling point or the biggest drawback for you, depends on what you like. So you have your trigger finger, or your trigger on your hands, on each of your hands. To go forward, you hold your hand out, kind of like that Dingus was doing. Squeeze the trigger, pull back, and let go. You'll see a little speedometer there. So it's almost like you're skiing with just the poles. And then when you turn, you kind of have to lean, and that's how you turn. You can also kind of do a snap turn with your right stick, but as you can see, it's kind of, for some reason, it always wants to do 2 and then stop. And I don't know why that is. Like, if you just barely tip it, it still does 2. I don't know why you wouldn't do just 1. That's weird. So this is how they want you to move.
The proc spine lies in wait until another racer enters the bubble, triggering an explosion.
The idea is your timing is most important for this. And yes, you do look stupid. So definitely don't be playing this with someone else in the room. Another thing you can do is you can jump. The problem with the jump is it's the same motion, just a different button. It's a face button, the A button. So then you have to kind of do these to jump. You can do a double jump while you're in the air, and sometimes that's necessary depending on the course, like that. But I don't know. I don't know why you put. I don't know why you quit talking. I don't know why you put those two things that, sure, they go together, but you put them on the exact same motion of your hands and your arms and just a different button. Seems like, especially for something for jumping, maybe you just make that a button. Maybe you don't have to go through all this rigmarole of this stuff. I don't know, that's my biggest complaint. The other thing you have is a brake, which is your grips, which are like, oh, be careful not to touch that, because this is a racing game. I get that. But they're your grips, you know, they're right there by your triggers. It's just, here's your triggers, it makes you go, here's your brakes. I've only done a few races. I don't know why you'd need to brake like that, but it's there. Fair warning as well. While I was playing this before, and I don't know if it's because of these motions, I don't know if I have fat thumbs, I was constantly hitting the Oculus menu button. When I do that, it'll look like that, and the game stops. Really annoying when you're racing. So again, that could be all on me. But I also feel like this is the only game I have that issue with, and it's also the game where I have to sit there and look like I'm doing karate chops in the air. So I don't. What is this power up? It's a boost. Okay. So I mentioned earlier, it's kind of like Mario Kart. You'll be racing against a handful of other people. You can do AI or real people. Along the track, you'll see these little power balls, I believe the guy called them.
Chrono Shift will warp you to the last checkpoint that the closest racer in front of you has reached. Use it to catch up to the rest of the pack when you're really far behind.
Yep. Then for the other ones that are more offensive, you got this guy just kind of spinning around in a circle. So if you wanted to, say, maybe get this thing.
Crash missile disables the locomotion of a racer. If you can hit someone with one, they won't be able to skate, jump, or fly until it wears off.
Yeah. So, you know, projectiles, speed boost, invincibility things, standard fare, things that slow everyone down. Kind of what you would expect.
The Hornet Barrage fires off 3 missiles that will lock on and chase opponents down. Each successful hit makes it more difficult for a racer to build and maintain speed for a short duration.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So you get the idea. Again, this is probably the biggest negative, which everything else about the game is great. I really like the visuals, I like the feel, the aesthetics, I like all that stuff. I just hate how you have to play it. There's no other way to just hold down a button to run or anything like that. It could be really fun, I think, if you just even had that option. You know, maybe you don't want to do this the whole time because, man, this is really dumb to keep doing this. But that's how they want you to play, so that's how you play. So let's see if we can't figure out how to get out of here. Like this. Can we go back to the main menu? Oh, there we go. Back to skate part. So I'll do a few races against the AI. I will probably lose pretty handily, but we'll go. And yes, I understand. No. Oh yeah, sure. Single player race. Let's do that. Here we go. I mentioned online multiplayer. I imagine that's probably a mixed bag of people who are really good and then people like myself. So other guys there. Other guys there. So here we go. And they're already... Oh, yeah. So the tracks, they feel kind of like you know where you're supposed to go, and then all of a sudden, you won't know where you're supposed to go. Also, when you're in the air like this, you can't really do anything, so it's kind of a weird thing where you don't want to go airborne, but then you also kind of have to. So you can kind of get little shortcuts that way if you jump, but then you can also kind of get in trouble like I just did. And I think, I don't know, the tracks themselves, I guess if you learn them, you could get really good at them, but then I just kind of felt like I just fell right there, like I lost all my momentum. So yeah, this is this game right here. Guess maybe that'd be where you'd want to break. I don't know, but I can feel my hand slipping already and trying to head towards that menu button. Commentators are mildly annoying. And there's the end. Put me out of my misery. Yeah. Loser. But I guess I wasn't totally last. This is what it is. I don't think I got another one in me just because it's just not fun. It really could be. I just don't want to keep doing this. It's just not how I want to play a game and relax. And I've played a lot of VR games that, you know, they kind of make you move, they get your heart rate going, they make you breathe heavy. This one, it just doesn't cut it for me. If it's more your thing, have at it. You want to get that upper body workout, get that cardio going, and maybe get better at the tracks, maybe get better at the power-ups, or figuring out the things as far as why you lose your speed when you're in the air. Go for it. Like I said, it's really disappointing because I think it's a really, really solid game built around a really poor mechanic, which is in this case of a racing game, how you move around is kind of important. So, Sprint Vector, it is what it is. I wish it the best of luck. Maybe in the future they'll just add a controller or hand controls or some other way to get around the game, and I'll definitely come back and give it another shot then.